Right now, as you're watching this, someone in your life is wrestling with feelings they've buried deep in their heart. They see you every day. Maybe they text you, call you, or pass by you in the hallway, and their chest tightens every single time. This person has been carrying a secret that's been eating at them from the inside out. And today, I want to talk to you about what's really happening in their heart. See, God has placed people in our lives for divine purposes. And sometimes those purposes involve love that feels too risky to speak out loud. Maybe it's your best friend who's been there through everything, watching you date others while their heart breaks in silence. Maybe it's that colleague who always finds reasons to help you, who remembers the little things about your day, who lights up when you walk into the room. Or maybe it's someone from your past who's been thinking about reaching out, but keeps stopping themselves because they're terrified of ruining what you already have. The truth is, authentic love, the kind God designed, just disappear because it's inconvenient or complicated. This person has probably rehearsed 1,000 conversations in their mind, written texts they never sent, and prayed countless prayers asking God for wisdom about whether to speak up or stay silent. But here's what I want you to understand today. When God places genuine love in someone's heart for you, it's not just about them, it's about His perfect plan for both of your lives. And if you're watching this, feeling like someone might be harboring these feelings, or if you are that person carrying this beautiful burden, then this message is divinely orchestrated for this moment. Before we dive deep into this revelation, I need you to do something. For me, hit that subscribe button right now. I promise you, by the end of this message, you're going to have clarity, hope, and the spiritual tools you need to navigate this delicate situation with wisdom and love. This isn't just relationship advice. This is about understanding God's heart for connection and how He uses love to transform lives. So subscribe, because we're about to unpack 8 powerful truths that will revolutionize how you see the secret love that's been hiding in plain sight. Number 1. Their love has been growing in the sacred space of silence, while you've been living your life completely unaware. This person has been nurturing a love for you that's unlike anything they've ever experienced. It started as a seed, maybe admiration, respect, or genuine care, but in the quiet moments when they thought about you, prayed for you, or simply appreciated who you are, that seed began to grow into something magnificent. This isn't infatuation or a fleeting crush. This is the kind of love that develops when someone truly sees you. They've watched you handle difficult situations with grace. They've seen your heart break and witnessed your strength in healing. They've observed your character when you thought no one was looking. And through all of those moments, their respect for you transformed into something deeper, something sacred. The beautiful thing about love that grows in silence is that it's pure. It's not influenced by external pressures, societal expectations, or the need to impress others. It's love that's been refined in the secret place, tested by time, and strengthened by genuine concern for your well-being. This person has probably prayed for you more than you know, asking God to bless your relationships even when it hurt their own heart. They've celebrated your victories from a distance and mourned your losses with tears you never saw. That kind of selfless love is rare in our world, and when you find it, you've found something precious. But here's what's happening now. That love has reached a point where silence is becoming more painful than the risk of vulnerability. They're realizing that hiding this gift God has placed in their heart might actually be robbing both of you of something beautiful. The weight of unspoken love is heavy, and they're beginning to understand that keeping this secret might be more about fear than wisdom. God designed love to be shared, to be expressed, to be a blessing that flows from one heart to another. When we hide the love He's given us, we're essentially telling Him that we don't trust His plan for our lives. This person is wrestling with the tension between protecting what you have and pursuing what could be. They're asking themselves if their silence is really protecting you, or if it's actually depriving you of the chance to experience a love that could be life-changing. The truth is, love that's been cultivated in the sacred space of silence often produces the strongest, most enduring relationships, because it's not based on convenience or circumstance. It's based on genuine appreciation for who someone is at their core. If you sense that someone in your life might be carrying this kind of love for you, don't dismiss it lightly. Number 2, they've been your secret champion. When the world couldn't see your worth, there have been moments in your life when you felt invisible, undervalued, or misunderstood by everyone around you. But this person, they saw exactly what others missed. When you were going through that difficult season and people seemed to disappear from your life, they were there, maybe not always physically, but energetically, spiritually, emotionally present in ways you didn't even realize. They've been your secret advocate, defending your character in conversations where your name came up negatively. They've redirected gossip away from you, spoken life over your dreams when others called them unrealistic, and believed in your potential even when you couldn't see it yourself. This person has witnessed your struggles, and instead of being repelled by your imperfections, they've been drawn to your authenticity. They've seen you cry, seen you fail, seen you make mistakes, and through it all, their respect for you has only deepened. That's because real love, God's kind of love, isn't based on perfection. It's based on seeing someone's heart and choosing to love them completely, while others were focused on your external circumstances. This person was falling in love with your resilience, your kindness, your spirit. They noticed how you treat service workers, how you care for your family, how you handle stress, how you respond to disappointment, all those little moments that seem insignificant. They were building a beautiful picture in their heart of who you truly are. This person has probably talked about you to God more than they've talked about you to anyone else. They've prayed for your healing, your breakthrough, your happiness, even when that happiness didn't include them. That kind of sacrificial love is incredibly rare, and it comes from a heart that's been touched by God's love for you. When someone loves you enough to champion you in secret, to believe in you when the world doesn't, to see your potential when you can't see it yourself, that's not just human affection. That's divine love flowing through a human heart. And the beautiful thing is, they've been doing this without expecting anything in return. Their love for you has been unconditional. The way God's love for us is unconditional. They haven't been keeping score, haven't been building a case for why you should love them back. They've simply been loving you because they can't help it, because God placed that love in their heart. But now they're realizing that maybe, just maybe, God didn't place that love there to stay hidden forever. Maybe He placed it there to be shared, to bless you, to show you how deeply you're valued. By heaven, when someone has been your secret champion for so long, their heart eventually reaches a point where silence feels like withholding a gift that was meant to be given. They're not just carrying feelings anymore. They're carrying a testimony of God's love for you, expressed through their human heart. Number 3, the fear of losing you has been battling with the fear of never having you. This internal war has been raging in their soul for longer than you can. Imagine every day they wake up grateful that you're in their life in whatever capacity, but they also go to sleep wondering what it would be like if you were truly theirs. The fear of losing what they have with you is real and powerful. Your friendship, your presence, your conversations, your shared memories, these things are precious to them. And the thought of jeopardizing all of it by confessing their feelings feels terrifying. But equally terrifying is the thought of watching you build a life with someone else while they stand on the sidelines, knowing they never even gave love a chance to bloom. They've probably imagined both scenarios countless times, the one where they tell you and you don't feel the same way, creating awkwardness that slowly erodes your connection, and the other scenario where they tell you and discover that you've been feeling something too, but were also afraid to speak up. This person has been living in emotional limbo, and it's exhausting to love someone deeply while pretending you don't. They've mastered the art of loving you quietly, celebrating your joys without showing too much excitement, comforting you in pain without revealing how much your hurt affects them, being present without being overwhelming. But that kind of emotional management takes a toll on the soul. God didn't design us to hide authentic love. He designed us to express it, to share it, to let it flow freely between hearts. When we suppress the love He's given us, we're working against our own spiritual nature. This person is beginning to understand that their fear of losing you might actually be causing them to lose themselves. They're realizing that living in constant fear of rejection is no way to honor the beautiful gift God has placed in their heart. And here's something profound. Sometimes God allows this internal battle to reach a crescendo because He's preparing both hearts for a conversation that needs to happen. The tension they're feeling isn't just emotional, it's spiritual. It's the Holy Spirit nudging them toward honesty, toward vulnerability, toward stepping into the unknown with faith instead of fear. Fear has been their prison, but love is calling them toward freedom. They're starting to understand that keeping this love hidden isn't protecting anyone, it's just prolonging uncertainty for both of you. Maybe God has been preparing your heart too, softening you, opening you, helping you see this person in a new light. Maybe those moments when you felt their energy shift around you, or noticed them looking at you a certain way, or sensed something deeper beneath the surface. Maybe those weren't your imagination. Maybe those were God preparing you for the revelation that's coming. This person is reaching the point where the risk of regret is outweighing the risk of rejection. They're realizing that they'd rather know where they stand than continue living in the painful space between hope and hopelessness. Number 4, they see a future with you that takes their breath away while you've been focused on your daily life. This person has been quietly envisioning a future that includes you in ways that would amaze you. It's not just romantic fantasy, it's a vision born from deep understanding of who you are and how beautifully your lives could intertwine. They've seen your dreams, your goals, your heart's desires, and in their quiet moments, they've imagined how they could support, encourage, and build alongside you. This person doesn't just want to be in your life. They want to help you become everything God has called you to be. They've thought about how your strengths complement their weaknesses, how their gifts could serve your vision, how together you could create something beautiful for the kingdom. When they picture their future, you're not just an addition to their existing plans, you're an integral part of a new plan that's bigger and better than anything they could build alone. They've imagined conversations over morning coffee about dreams and goals, late night talks about God's purpose for your lives, quiet moments of prayer together, seeking His guidance. They see themselves celebrating your victories like they're their own, walking through your challenges as a team, building a legacy together that honors God and blesses others. This isn't just about wanting to date you or be in a relationship. It's about recognizing that your hearts, minds, and spirits align in a way that feels divinely orchestrated. They've probably caught glimpses of this future in moments when you've worked together, laughed together, or supported each other through difficult times. Those moments have given them a taste of what could be, and it's beautiful enough to make them willing to risk everything they currently have with you. But here's what's profound about this vision. It's not selfish. They're not imagining a future where you exist to make them happy. They're imagining a future where they get to make you happy, where they get to serve your dreams, where they get to love you the way God intended for you to be loved. That kind of vision comes from a heart that's been touched by God's heart for you. When someone can see your potential, your calling, your divine destiny, and gets excited about being part of it, that's not ordinary attraction. That's spiritual recognition, soul-level connection, the kind of love that builds kingdoms instead of just relationships. They've probably prayed about this future, asking God if what they're seeing is from Him or just their own desires. And the more they pray, the clearer it becomes that this love isn't something they manufactured, it's something He planted. The vision keeps growing, stronger instead of fading away, which is how you know it's not just wishful thinking. God-given visions have staying power. They don't disappear when life gets complicated or when fear tries to talk us out of them. This person is beginning to understand that maybe they're not just seeing a possible future, maybe they're seeing God's intended future. And that realization is both thrilling and terrifying, because it means they can't stay silent much longer. When God shows someone a vision of love, purpose, and partnership, He expects them to take action. Number 5. Your happiness has become more important to them than their own comfort. This might be the most beautiful aspect of their hidden love. They've reached a place where your joy matters more to them than their own emotional safety. For so long, they've chosen silence because it felt safer, because it protected them from potential rejection, because it maintained the status quo. But something has shifted in their heart. They're starting to realize that their silence might actually be robbing you of happiness. What if you've been waiting for someone to love you the way they already do? What if you've been praying for God to bring someone into your life who sees you, values you, cherishes you on? That person has been there all along, just hidden in plain sight. This person is beginning to understand that keeping their love secret might be more selfish than vulnerable. They're recognizing that their fear of getting hurt might be preventing you from experiencing the love you've been asking God for. That kind of revelation changes everything, because suddenly silence isn't protection, it's deprivation. When someone reaches the point where your potential happiness outweighs their need for emotional security, they're operating from a love that's been purified by selflessness. They're not just thinking about what they want anymore. They're thinking about what you deserve, and what you deserve is to know that someone sees you as absolutely extraordinary. You deserve to know that someone has been praying for your dreams, believing in your potential, and loving you with the kind of consistency that only comes from God. This person has probably watched you doubt yourself, seen you struggle with insecurity, witnessed you wonder if anyone will ever truly value you, and it breaks their heart because they want to tell you that you are already deeply valued, already completely cherished, already passionately loved. They want you to see yourself through their eyes, through God's eyes, someone worth fighting for, worth risking for, worth choosing over and over again. But they've been trapped by the fear that speaking up would be selfish, that it would complicate your life or create pressure you don't need. Now they're realizing that maybe the most loving thing they can do is be honest about what's in their heart. Maybe you need to hear that someone has been loving you faithfully, consistently, without agenda or manipulation. Maybe you need to know that your worth isn't something you have to prove or earn. It's something that's already been recognized and celebrated by someone who truly sees you. This shift from to other-focused love is a mark of spiritual maturity. It's what happens when God's love becomes so real in someone's heart that they can't help but pour it out on others. This person isn't just carrying romantic feelings anymore. They're carrying a message from heaven about your value, your beauty, your worthiness of authentic love. And they're starting to understand that delivering that message might be more important than protecting their own heart. When someone loves you enough to risk their comfort for your happiness, you're witnessing divine love in action. Number 6, they've been praying for courage while God has been preparing your heart behind the scenes of your daily life. There's been a beautiful spiritual dance happening that you haven't even been aware of. This person has been on their knees, asking God for wisdom about when and how to share what's in their heart. They've been wrestling with Him about timing, about your readiness, about their own worthiness, about whether they're hearing His voice correctly. And while they've been praying for courage, God has been working on your heart too, softening it, opening it, preparing it to receive the gift of their love. Have you noticed yourself thinking about them differently lately? Have there been moments when you've caught yourself wondering what it would be like if your relationship was something more? Have you found yourself paying attention to them in ways you hadn't before, noticing their kindness, their strength, their character? Those aren't random thoughts. That's God preparing your heart to receive what He's been preparing them to give. Divine timing is a beautiful thing. And when God is orchestrating a love story, He works on both hearts simultaneously. While they've been asking for the courage to speak, you've been unknowingly being prepared to listen. This person's prayers haven't just been about their own feelings. They've been interceding for you, asking God to bless you, protect you, guide you, and if it's His will, open your heart to love. They've been praying that God would remove any blindness from your eyes, any walls around your heart, any fear that might prevent you from seeing what He's offering. That kind of prayer life over someone you love is incredibly powerful because it invites God's presence into the relationship before the relationship even officially begins. When someone has been lifting you up in prayer while falling in love with you, they're not just hoping for romance, they're asking God to bless you, whether that includes them or not. But here's what's happening now. God is starting to answer those prayers in ways they didn't expect. He's giving them supernatural courage, divine timing, and clear direction about how to move forward. The same God who's been receiving their prayers for your happiness is now telling them that maybe they're supposed to be part of that happiness. When God gives someone the green light to pursue love, it's not just permission, it's commission. It's a divine assignment to love someone the way heaven loves them. This person is beginning to understand that their feelings aren't just human emotion, they're spiritual assignment. God has been preparing them to love you well, and He's been preparing you to receive that love. The courage they've been praying for is finally rising up in their heart, because they're recognizing that this isn't just about their desires, it's about God's plan. When someone has been praying over your life while falling in love with you, and then God starts opening doors for them to express that love, you're witnessing divine orchestration at its finest. Those prayers have created a foundation of blessing underneath whatever relationship might develop between you. That's why this feels different than ordinary attraction. It's been sanctified by prayer, blessed by God's presence, and confirmed by His timing. Number 7. The love they're carrying isn't just about romance, it's about covenant. What this person feels for you goes far deeper than butterflies and attraction. It's a covenant love that mirrors God's love for His people. They don't just want to date you, they want to covenant with you. They don't just want romance, they want partnership in purpose. This isn't fleeting emotion, it's enduring commitment. The love that's been growing in their heart has been tested by time, refined by prayer, and strengthened by their consistent choice to love you even when it was costly. They've already proven their love through seasons when you weren't available, when you were focused on other things, when loving you meant watching you be happy with someone else. That kind of love doesn't come and go based on circumstances. It's rooted in something deeper than feelings. It's rooted in recognition, in seeing who God made you to be and choosing to honor that with faithful love. Covenant love says, I choose you not just when it's easy, but when it's hard. It says, I commit to your growth, your dreams, your calling, regardless of what it costs me. It says, I see the God in you, and I want to love you the way He loves you, unconditionally, faithfully, eternally. This person has been practicing covenant love in secret, and now they're ready to offer it openly. They've moved beyond the question of whether they love you to the deeper question of how they can love you best. They're not asking, do I have feelings for you? Anymore, they're asking, how can I serve your highest good? That shift from emotion-based love to purpose-based love is what separates mature love from immature infatuation. This person isn't just offering you their heart, they're offering you their life, their prayers, their partnership in building something eternal. They see your relationship not just as a romance, but as a ministry, a way to demonstrate God's love to the world through the way you love each other. When someone loves you with covenant love, they're not just promising to be there for the good times, they're promising to be there for the character-building times, the faith-testing times, the growth-requiring times. They want to be your partner, not just in happiness, but in becoming who God called you to be. This kind of love doesn't happen overnight, develops through seasons of choosing someone again and again, even when they don't know you're choosing them. It grows through prayers, through acts of service they never see, through faithful support from a distance. By the time covenant love is ready to be spoken, it's already been proven through action. This person isn't asking you to take a risk on untested feelings. They're asking you to receive a love that's already been demonstrated through their consistent care for your well-being. They're not promising to try to love you. They're revealing that they already do love you and have been for longer than you knew. That's the difference between dating someone who might learn to love you and partnering with someone who already knows how to love you well. When someone offers you covenant love, they're offering you the closest thing to God's love that you can experience through a human heart. Number 8. This revelation is God's gift to both of you. It's time to receive it. After all this time of wrestling, praying, hoping, and waiting, this moment of revelation isn't an accident, it's an appointment orchestrated by heaven. God has been preparing both of your hearts for this conversation, this possibility, this beautiful disruption of your ordinary lives. The timing of their courage and your readiness to hear isn't coincidental, it's providential. When God decides it's time for hidden love to be revealed, He creates the perfect storm of circumstances that make vulnerability not just possible, but necessary. Maybe you've both been sensing that something is shifting between you. Maybe you've been having dreams about each other, or finding yourselves in meaningful conversations that feel deeper than friendship. Maybe God has been speaking to both of you through scripture, through worship, through the quiet whispers of his voice in prayer. This person's decision to finally speak isn't just about their emotions, about their obedience to God's prompting, and your willingness to listen, to consider, to open your heart to this possibility isn't just about curiosity. It's about your willingness to receive what God might be offering. Sometimes God uses human love to heal our hearts from past wounds, to show us our worth, to prepare us for the calling he has on our lives. Sometimes he uses romantic relationships as training grounds for learning how to love him more deeply, how to trust more completely, how to hope more boldly. This revelation isn't just about whether you two should be together. It's about what God wants to teach both of you through this season of vulnerability and discovery. Maybe he wants to heal your ability to trust by showing you someone who's already proven they can be trusted with your heart. Maybe he wants to restore your confidence in your own worthiness by revealing how deeply you've been valued by someone who truly knows you. Maybe he wants to expand your capacity for love by showing you what it looks like to be loved without agenda, without manipulation, without conditions. This person's secret love has been a gift all along, a gift of intercession, of support, of believing in you when you couldn't believe in yourself. Now that gift is being unwrapped and offered directly to your heart. You get to choose how to receive it, but you can't choose whether it exists. It does. And it's beautiful, and it's been blessed by God's presence. Even if romantic love isn't the end of this story, the revelation of how deeply you've been valued will change something in your heart forever. You'll never again wonder if anyone truly sees you, because you'll know that someone has been seeing you all along. You'll never again question if you're worthy of faithful love, because you'll have evidence that someone has been loving you faithfully even when you didn't know it. This moment, this conversation, this revelation is God's gift to both of you regardless of how the story continues. It's his way of showing you both that love is real, that faithfulness exists, that hearts can be trusted to someone who honors God above all else. Beautiful souls, what I've shared with you today isn't just relationship advice, it's a revelation about how God moves in the secret places of the heart. If you're the person carrying this hidden love, your season of silence is coming to an end. God is calling you to courage, to honesty, to the beautiful vulnerability that allows love to flourish. If you're the person who might be loved this way, open your heart to the possibility that God has been blessing you through someone's faithful love longer than you knew. Either way, this is your moment to trust that God's timing is perfect and his plans for your heart are good. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because we're going to continue diving deep into God's heart for relationships, love, and the beautiful ways he orchestrates our connections with each other. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, you are deeply loved, highly valued, and worthy of the kind of love that reflects God's heart for you. Until next time, keep believing in love, keep trusting God's timing, and keep your heart open to the beautiful surprises he has in store. God bless you.